So let's talk about that first time in college, your first week in college, your first 2 weeks in college. A big concern that students have at the beginning is, am I going to be able to make friends? I don't know anyone, and you get the butterflies, okay? And it's normal, you know. Your parents come, they drop you off, you drop all your stuff off if you're going away to school. If you're commuting, we're not going to talk about commuting at this point. If you're going to a 2-year school, or if you're going to a community college, because you go to school, you don't have to be out. You're not, especially if you're living at home. You know, this doesn't really apply. You hang out with the same friends that you always hung out. But I'm talking about for those of you who are going away to school and who are going to be in a dorm and living away from parents for your first time ever. And you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with people? I don't have any friends. I don't know anyone. It's going to be horrible. Let me tell you, the first 2 weeks of college are the easiest, the best time in your life to make friends. Because yes, you don't know anyone, but neither does anybody else. So people go out of their way to be overly friendly, to speak to you. They're open. They're not closed off because they don't know anyone either. So they have to meet somebody. So you could talk about anything. You find a cute girl or cute guy and just say, hey, where are you from? And they'll talk to you and like, oh, someone talk to me. Like, everyone is self-conscious. Everyone is looking for friends. Everyone's looking to find where they belong. And so it's really easy to talk to people. I remember my first semester of college, I decided I was going to meet everyone who lived in Clothier dorm. And Clothier was this large, it was the biggest freshman dorm that there was. It was 8 stories high. I don't know how many people lived there. There was a lot of people in there. But I was like, I'm just going to walk in and I'm just going to knock on every single door and introduce myself. That's what I did. And I literally just spent the whole day walking around Clothier dorm meeting people. And everyone was a freshman there. Everyone was moving in, or, they were just, it was like their first couple days there. And I met a lot of people that way. I remember my senior year, I was sitting down, I was eating a meal with my friend Marlena, who made me dinner, which was very nice of her. But I simply remember sitting in her apartment. She made me dinner, and we were talking and just whatever. It was my senior year of college, and I was like, "How did I meet you anyway? Like, we were such good friends." And she's like, "Don't you remember? You just walked into my room and introduced yourself." And I thought that was pretty cool. And Marlena was, she was a cute girl, and so. And now it probably wasn't like that. It probably wasn't like I just open the door and walk in. Her door was probably open, and I probably knocked. But I just remember meeting a lot of people, and so Marlene I knew all the way to my senior year. I was a really good friend of mine throughout college. So just remember, everyone is new, so everyone wants to fit in. If you mess up, and you say the wrong thing to someone, oh well, move on and meet somebody else. It's not that big of a deal. If you're not like an extrovert, I'm just an extrovert. I like to meet people, so it's just kind of how I am. But if you're more of an introvert and you're not as comfortable with just walking up to someone and saying hello, and you have trouble speaking with people, do something unique. Find something unique about. Do something that separates you a little bit. I also remember my freshman year. I used to I bought these shoes, these black shoes that had like this red light. It was like looked like Knight Rider, if you guys even know what Knight Rider is. But it was like a little red light that would go back and forth when I walked. And this is before anybody had lights in their shoes. It wasn't like kids things. It was like the first time lights were in shoes ever. And so I bought a pair of those shoes and I just walked around campus. And I didn't even know. I was just sneakers to me. They were pretty cool sneakers. So, but it was kind of cool. I would meet people on the bus, and people would go, "Oh, you're the kid with the lights. I saw you the other day. Were you at the teak party or whatever?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool. How do you? Oh yeah, I saw that hat. I saw your shoes." And so that's how it goes. Or if you don't want to do the lights in the shoes, maybe it's a hat that you wear. Maybe if you're a girl, you have a flower that you keep in your hair all the time. Or maybe you have maybe you want to buy a silver suitcase or something that's just weird or out of place or different that people remember you. Maybe you buy a whole bunch of T-shirts that are all kind of Joe, who's helping me on the site, Joe Gianelli has all these great T-shirts that he wears out to when he goes out to bars and stuff like that, and people are like, yeah, it's a cool T-shirt. So the point being is, just do something recognizable. You don't have to be over the top. You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to, have rainbow hair, afro hair, or something like that. But hey, if that's you, then do that. But just remember, it's not high school. If you try something, you mess it up, it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. People don't reject you. You don't have to see the same people all the time. The people that you like and that you're going to meet and you're going to make friends with. You'll see them because you'll go out of your way to see them. Everyone else, no one cares. No one remembers you, and so you won't see them very often anyway. So go out of your way. The first 2 weeks of college, if you're not an extrovert, become one for those 2 weeks. Go just meet people, just go up to people and say hello and introduce yourself. It's the easiest way to do it, and just feel confident. If you're confident and you speak confidently, and hey, I'm taking this class, you know where this hall is, or I used to ask people where stuff was even when I knew where it was. Just because it was a good way to open up the conversation, and I didn't care if they thought I was a freshman or whatnot. Who cares? I just got to meet people. So don't be worried about making friends your first 2 weeks. It's really, really easy to do, and you'll make friends very quickly.